Hey guys, welcome back. It's Kate with Kate's Regretless Life, and let's go ahead and jump on in. I want to start with our big deck here, and when I say big deck, I really mean big deck. Oh wow, Two of Cups. Okay, Two of Cups is at the bottom. We'll keep that in mind, but I just wanted to get into an urgent message. What is the message? Who is the message for? Let's start with the big deck for the origin. Sorry, there's no way to really shuffle this deck, so I just kind of have to cut however I can, do the best I can. And when I feel the urge to stop, I stop, and here we go. What do we have? Okay, so Eight of Swords. This message may be for a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius who's been feeling stuck. Could be for a feminine. All right, what is the message that a feminine who is feeling very stuck today needs to know? Ace of Swords. She can cut herself free. We have the Devil. Something is very toxic. A thought pattern, a thought process is very repetitious. Ace of Cups, she has either felt like she's been in love with someone who is like, well, they're a player though. What am I supposed to do when the person that I really loved, really cared about was nothing more than a player? If she keeps telling herself that story, that is incorrect. It's making her hurt. It's making her stuck. She's got those goggles on. She can only see that story. And it says to cut herself free from that story because there's something about it that is not even correct. What is the truth that she needs to consider instead? Four of Pentacles sideways. Sometimes people hold back from us not because they want to, but because they feel that they have to, or there is something else going on in their world, in their life that requires that. We have the Devil. Tell me about the Devil. Two of Pentacles. There may be more to this story. The full story is not what she maybe thinks it is. We keep getting messages of, there's my side, your side, and the truth. Tell me about the Ace of Cups. Nope, never mind. We have to keep it on the Two of Pentacles. 10 of Cups. Okay, so there's two ways to look at this. She's very upset, or not, we shouldn't say very upset. She's stuck on the idea that I loved somebody who only saw me as a piece of meat. And it's playing, echoing in her head. And this says, now wait a second, there are many reasons why someone may not have offered anything more or may have withdrawn. This could be somebody who ghosted. This is somebody who hasn't called her back. This is somebody who hasn't reached back out to her. And it says, remember, not all things mean that, oh, that was a toxic, terrible person. There's more to it, but there's also to consider, like, who says that they were so great? What if they aren't even her happiness? Or what if her happiness is with someone else and she needed to meet them to be able to tell the difference, or something that will actually help her to tell the difference? I'm just saying the 10 of Cups is upright. This is, at minimum, we could say there are many other loving connections in our lives. And so sometimes we get hooked on one, insisting that one has to be the person of our dreams when we might not be correct about that. So that maybe is one way to think about it, to lift her energy. The other way is to consider she doesn't really have all the facts about why somebody behaved the way they did. Let's go now to the Ace of Cups. And we do have like a castle that is within that cup. We have the Chariot in the reverse. This says for her not to walk away from any kind of vision of what she wants for herself, the way she loves, the way she wants to build an amazing connection. That's a beautiful part of her. Not to say, okay, I'm never going to let myself love again. I'm hearing Tom Jones. I'm never going to fall in love again. It says don't make that resolution because we're stuck feeling sad or bad inside and convincing ourselves of the most terrible storyline ever. They didn't love me. I'm a fool for having loved them so much. All it is, castles in the sky. Nothing is real. And they were just a player and I shouldn't love anymore. No, the universe is like, that is not the way. Tell me about the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. We have a Three of Pentacles, but we do also have that Hierophant, and the Hierophant landed still kind of across that Chariot a little bit more. So there is something here where you notice he's not crossing the threshold, although a Three of Pentacles is typically somebody who, wants to collaborate. There was something holding him back, and it could have to do with an awakening. It could have to do with, nothing here says he's a player other than that Knight of Wands kind of gets a bad rap for immediately being assumed that it's player type energy, but it might not be in this case. This is somebody who can simply be still trying to find their way, rushing in and out, trying to explore different, pathways, different avenues of discovering who they are or seeking job opportunities. It's an active knight who follows their heart. They get a bad rap for being indecisive when that doesn't have to be the case. Sometimes they can be building, a repertoire of, experiences, so then they can move forward with like a nice thick dossier of, all these talents, all these gifts, all this knowledge. So he may, instead of looking at her as, or for her to look at herself as somebody that he was just toying with, neither of these cards suggest toying. Both of these cards suggest he does not cross the threshold yet, because there is some kind of like need to fully recognize what he would be stepping into to truly collaborate. There is a desire on his part to fully collaborate, but there is also that Hierophant which says we have to figure out, when is he ready for this, what is he ready for, but in no way should she be stuck feeling foolish or even feeling belittled. Like, the bottom line is, it is very possible he is still a knight and is not ready for a more serious connection, but he already knows she is the person that you would marry. She is the serious connection. She is the one to truly collaborate with. Why is it that she's been left thinking the most negative thought process? Because basically I'm asking in a roundabout way, why didn't you just tell her how important she is and tell her where you're at with things? We have the Hermit, we have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, because it's embarrassing for him to have to admit, I have to find some answers in my own self about my own maturity. With that Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, meeting you showed me so many things that I'm not mature in yet. And it's embarrassing to have to admit that. Maybe this person, although they appeared to be, very mature individual, maybe deep down, they have been living, more like we'll say, a failure to launch. Like they didn't really step into, maybe they're not paying their own bills. Maybe they, their situation is not one of an independent grown adult. And maybe that has become an embarrassment to themselves, because they would need to be able to be her partner in all things, to be a true collaborator in all things. And if that's not really where they are or who they are, that would explain. I mean, it's very hard to say, I don't want to have to reveal this, but I'm realizing I'm not standing on my own 2 feet in life. But you make me know that I would need to do that to stand with you. So basically, it's not a her thing, it's a them thing. It's not that she was some toy and they were just toxic and they were out there cheating and taking her as some lighthearted, frivolous fancy. In fact, it's the reverse. She symbolizes a great deal, a 10 of Cups. The person that, if I'm marrying somebody like her, I have to be that Emperor-Empress dynamic, and I'm not that person yet. And it's humiliating to admit. It's a very different way to look at it. What's the final message for her? These are the urgent messages, the quick hit messages. We have a 10 of Wands in the reverse. They carry far more burdens and stress than she does. Even though this has felt like somehow she's the one who's stuck, it is actually them having far more burden and stress. Can we end with one more from the big deck? I just feel like I really enjoy this deck, even though I know it's crazy to shuffle, but I don't care. I really enjoy this one. What do we have? The Moon. And this is perfect for today because we have our full moon today. And the moon represents what is hidden. So it's a really good day to think outside the box. It's a really good day to let things go. Those full moons are excellent for releasing things. It's also a super moon. There could be more hidden messages that come out today, and I feel inspired to do a full-length video, not just an urgent message, about what else do we have hidden today. So look for that. I'll live stream that video. Also, I did do a full moon message called The Red String of Fate for every single zodiac. Those have already been posted as of yesterday. You'll find them in all the respective playlists. You guys, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for giving it a thumbs up. And don't forget, we're doing lots of storytelling giveaways this month. So don't forget to check those videos for the chances to enter, particularly in the Today's Topic videos. All right, take care. Bye.